Hi everyone, it has been a while. For one reason or another, I have not sat on a horse in about 5 months. And this week I had the chance to ride Odie. Now, Odie is a working livery at a local riding school where I've done a bit of teaching in the past. He is a strange horse. He's Clydesdale cross something more sporty, and he has spent most of his life as a paddock ornament, meaning he's in double digits with his age, like 11 or 12 or something like that, but he doesn't really have any experience. He's really green. He's very unbalanced, and he is a working livery, but he is quite a challenge for the novice riders because he is very sticky in his head. Like, he doesn't really like to go forward, and so you have to have an awful lot of leg to get him to do anything at all. I have seen him eliminated from dressage tests because he refused to trot, for example. And then on the other hand, if you have a rider who can actually get him moving, then he tends to just start charging around and taking advantage in that sense. He does love jumping. If he's not going forward, he can stop at a jump, but if he's got some forward momentum, he'll jump anything and he'll go through it rather than stop. And he does tend to get longer and flatter and then end up having to take off from miles away. But he does enjoy jumping. The other thing is that last year when I last rode him, in this video that I'm going to show you now, this was the second time he'd ever cantered a circle in the indoor arena because he just struggled to canter inside and struggled to get around the whole arena and struggled to be balanced enough to actually ride a circle or anything. So in that video, I was actually felt like I was pretty much carrying him every single step of the way. It was hard work. I was like legs and flinging my arms around to sort of get the energy up a bit, but he did it. He did it. So this week I got to ride him again, and I decided I wanted to work on forward movement. I wanted him to be willingly forward. Okay, the other thing that he does is that he will test a rider. So if he doesn't want to go forward, he will start bobbling around, or he'll kick out, or he'll throw in a buck or something like that. Yeah, really? I don't think so. No. And for the novice riders, that scares them enough that they don't actually then want to carry on. So he needs someone who's not scared when he tries stuff, or he'll try and if you are okay with him doing that and then you just kick him on anyway, then he'll be like, okay, well, I'm just going to go and do this now. And so then you have that to deal with. You know, he's so strong. When he puts his head down and just goes, he's so strong, and there's kind of no stopping him. So I wanted an exercise that was going to make him, that he was going to enjoy, so that he would want to go forward, and so that he would be willing to go forward with no resistance in his brain. But at the same time, I wanted an exercise that would back him off, go forward, but back him off enough that he would not just get along and lollopy and whatever, but that he would actually start to carry himself better. So here we have it. The exercise is 3, so bounce fences, but 3 in a row, with a placing pole either side, so that I like the exercise because you can do it from either rein, and it's the same each way. And then we've got a placing pole before the first one, and we've got a landing pole after the last one to help him just stay more sort of up. So anyway, this is what we do. He did test me a couple of times. He did hang back a couple of times. He did require a lot of leg sometimes. But yes, in general, it went really quite well. And I'll just leave the video playing, and hopefully you will see the improvement as we go. I'm going to start with poles on the floor, and we're going to build up to 3 bounces. I'm going to use his keenness to jump to get the forward movement, and I'm going to use the bounces to make him think a bit and make him more agile and not just charge. And so he's going to have to use his body more quickly and more efficiently to get over these in style and in balance. Not going to jump anything huge. I want him to be more technically correct, and listening and balanced and straight, and not running and not hanging back, and potentially by the end even landing in canter and managing to get around the indoor arena in canter. That's my goal. Right, I'm going to have a canter on the beat. As you see, he's still not very forward going into canter. He sort of falls into it when he can't trot any faster. But never mind, we got the right turn, and we're still good kick because he's not moving. And we sort of have a canter. Okay, Kate. So that's the extent of his canter at that point. I was hoping that doing some bounces would actually help him there with his self-carriage and his balance. Boy, he actually landed on the correct lead there. It was nice. A few of the times he did not. I didn't worry about it too much. I just wanted him to start using himself. Here he's still quite willing. He's a little rushed because now he's like, well, you want forward, I'll give you forward. And now he's pulling me into it, actually. But that's okay, because when more jumps go up, then he's actually going to start backing off himself. Here, this is him saying, actually, I don't appreciate you making me go forward. I think if I do something, then I might scare you and you might give up, or you might become less definite about wanting to go forward, and then I will make the most of it and I'm not going to move and you'll get off. And you'll see, same as at the beginning, where he sort of changed directions with that lady and went off down the arena. He tries that a bit further down here as well. This is just his, okay, I can see you're going to make me work. I can see we're going to do some stuff here. What will you do if I try this? And that's his thing. So I just said, no ways, you're not carrying on with that. And then I decided I'm going to trot around a few times until he's going willingly, without resistance. And here he goes. I'm off down here. And I said, actually, no, you're not. And so this time I said, right, okay, we actually, look how nice the trot is though. It's really getting him together. I decided he's got to get round the end and down the side and round the bottom end without any nonsense before I'm going to point him at the jump again, because what's the point? I want him, there he goes again, and try again. I'm going to kick that there. So now he's going to have to go around again because he didn't do that well. Because what's the point in going into a jump in a not very good way and not giving him the best opportunity to do it well? So I think this time he trots around okay, actually. Yeah, he's active. He's sort of looking for a contact, though he's a bit unsteady in it, but he's looking for it. And he's going willingly forward. Now with him, I'll talk in a minute actually. Let's get over the jump. Didn't even pull me in too much. Good. All right, wrong lead, but he'll figure it out. With him, when he's hanging back, you can feel the resistance in every part of his body. He is like, every muscle is sort of, while you're kicking and kicking, he's trying to go backwards. That's how it feels. His whole body is hanging back. And so you have to get him kind of in front of the leg, but then when he's like that, his tendency is to just run and get lower and lower and lower. That wasn't bad. That was quite good. Right lead, nice and straight. It wasn't falling out on the corner. I'm quite happy with that, actually. I think here, yeah, his tail goes up now. Here, he's hanging back, and I'm having to really push him on because he wanted to stop there and do something again. He wanted to stop and try another trick. So I had to push him through that, and now he's shaking his head because he's not happy about that. And he does this, and I realized that he shakes his head when he's about to do something, or when he's thinking of what can I do. So there, I didn't let him stop. He wanted to stop on the long side of the school there. He wanted to hang back. He wanted to twist his body around a bit and kind of come up with something that he could do. And I came around the corner and he shook his head like, what? I'm still going. Oh, don't like this. Anyway, so all good. Okay, what have we got now? Oh, here, he's hanging back and I have to boot him forward onto the contact so that he's now in front of my leg. Because again, he's got that resistant and I want him trotting willingly and forward and free. Now he's like, fine, you want forward? I'll give you it. And then he gets longer and longer and starts kicking stuff all over the place. So what I'm looking for is that balance where he goes forward willingly when I put my leg on, but he doesn't go silly with it and then just run. I want him in that sweet spot, forward but balanced. And he's going to try again. No, I don't want to go forward. Yes, you will go forward now. We're going to trot around because I'm not coming into a jump when he's all twisted up in his head and he's not thinking clearly because he's still thinking about what he was trying to do there. So let's get him going forward. And so all I'm doing is, even though it's a little bit fast, is just saying, no, we're going forward and you're going to do it without resistance and willingly. And then he goes, fine, I'm going to charge in. Oh, he did it quite well. That was all right, actually. I'm quite surprised. I think it's the next time when I've got the 3 jumps up, he's like, I'm just going to go for it. This is too much. 3 jumps in a row. What am I supposed to do with that? So here I'm going forward, forward. You go forward. And he says, fine, I'm going then. Yeah. And he just gets longer and longer and starts diving over stuff. But it's better than, because if I pull him back, then he's just going to be that backward thinking again. So I'd rather he went through the stuff than backed off too much. And then the exercise will give him it will help him to back off himself. Oops, he's getting a bit of a tangle, but he's all right. He actually he knocked the first jump down that time. Do we get it this time? And here I want him in front of the leg again, so off we go. But is he going to be balanced, or are we going to charge over it this time? He's on the brink, but he really tried to get his legs and himself out of the way. Now here, that little shake of the head, right, stop. I will play it again. That little shake of the head was the mistake I was telling you about earlier. There, that shake of the head, as I come around the corner, he gives a little shake just as I'm about to ask him for trot. And as he drops into trot, he shakes his head again. And he thinks that that was a weakness in me and that I let him trot because he shook his head at me and that he'd worried me enough or whatever to let him trot. So you'll see the next time around, he tries the same thing again, but more so. I'll show you, you'll see. So here, I'm going to come over the 3. He actually trots around this corner beautifully. He's balanced, he's round, he's not on his forehand particularly, he's beautiful. He takes off in the correct place. Lovely. That's just gorgeous. Lands on the right lead, and here he goes. I shook my head last time and you stopped. No, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. And I had to just actually kick him on, because the next time around, if I'd let him get away with that, he just wouldn't have cantered at all. He would have just stopped in the corner or something and refused to move. So this is what I say. He does these teeny little things and he goes, oh, he associated him trotting with him shaking his head the previous time, and so then he was like, I'm going to try that again. And so then I had to write him through it, because if I hadn't, I would soon be not cantering at all, and then soon he would just be refusing to move, because this is just what he does. And so he likes to find opportunities to prove to himself that he's the boss of you, and you have to not let him at any point. And when you don't, then he becomes willing and he becomes nice, and he jumped that really, really well at the end. I was really happy with it. I'll play it again. I mean, he approached it beautifully. He was in balance. He wasn't pulling. He was forward. He wasn't falling in or falling out. He wasn't hanging onto the reins. And when I asked him, he punched off the floor, even though it's off the floor. Yeah, and it's like really small, but he did punch over it, and he used his body beautifully over the jumps there, and he was in balance, and he was going like this sort of movement over them rather than like this over them, and he landed in canter on the correct lead, nice and straight, went round the corner. It was really, really good. Now I had wanted to do more than that, but he's not very fit. He doesn't do very much, and I just thought he did that so well and used himself so well and approached it so well and landed so well that what was the point in making him exhausted to the point where he's not going to be willing, he's not going to be enjoying it, when he's actually given me everything on that, especially on that last go. He's given me what he's got. Right, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you noticed a difference in Odie, and I hope at some point soon-ish to have some more videos and not just like disappear again for months. So thanks for watching. Like and comment and subscribe and all of that good stuff, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.